part 11 of my overview of the John Burns run on Fantastic Four title. Okay, number 276. This is a two-parter arc. I like this cover very much. Byrne using just shadows. It shows that he's really a capable artist. That's cool. What I really like about this run is that there are a lot of scenes that are small scenes that develop throughout it about the slice of life kind of uh, scenes, like the relationship between Jenny and Alicia, She-Hulk and Wyatt, now Sue and Reed. The story itself is about this neighbor that's really annoying, and she hires like a sorceress or a witch, whatever, to spy on these our heroes. And that's the story, the issue. They fight, Nightmares appears. Franklin seems. This run starts to tease again, like, is Franklin going to get back his powers? Going to get his powers back? Sorry. And in the end of the issue is like Mephisto, Doctor Strange. And on the second part, there's again innovation, or more like innovation, experimentation. Why? Because Ben Grimm is back again on Earth. Why? Because he noticed that all the monsters he encounters on Battleworld are really a manifestation from ideas from his mind. So he comes back to Earth, and up here is that plot. Down here is the other plot, the plot about Mephisto and the witch. And you can see this never breaks. On the upper part of the page is this plot, on down the other one. I think Byrne really pulled it off on this issue. At the end, the two plots converge and then resolve. But like the outline of it on the pages keeps being this, like this middle line. It is a nice story, nicely read. Like the amount of text and panels is more modern than it was before, and I liked it. I like it a lot. This little story. Now again, we have like Ben staying on Earth, but in the Baxter building, but not being part of this team because he's like feels betrayed, or is angry to Johnny, Alicia, Reed, because Reed knew that Ben could change back to human whenever he wants. So feels betrayed. And while this cover seems like, oh, Doom is back, but no, Doom is dead. So then, what is this? A Doombot, of course. And they take Christoph, that kid from that old story on Omnibus 1, and they say, my man, you are the new Doom. Here they are telling him on this machine all Doom's memories. So here we have basically the origin of Victor Von Doom. Again, I didn't know it, so not again for me, but I guess for the long time fans it was again. we are introduced to this hate group. I found this really funny and also really serious at the same time, and it is entertaining. Also, yes, at the end, the whole team um, unites or is in the building, and the building, flies away to space and also explodes, because of that doomhead. Second part of this arc, and we have this. This right here is awesome. Like, no text at all, just images telling the story. Again, here we have images telling the story. Really nice stuff. The way they come back to Earth, it is also really creative with the powers of the Invisible Girl, woman, no girl, Invisible Girl powers, and the Mr. Fantastic powers. Really pretty cool storytelling, and the paneling, like the shape of the panels. They come back and they defeat the Doom bots. It ends. This story ends here, but on the last page or so, we are introduced again to a new storyline that will be continuing right away. That there's a lot of two-parters on this whole run, but they always end on the second issue. This one did not. The introduction of the next story is at the end of it and not in the middle, like Byrne used to do on the first issues of his run, where he, in the middle of the issue, you would have like a scene that didn't really have to do with the plot of the issue, but on the next issue, that's where it would make sense. Now he does it at the end, which I prefer really. So for me, these issues are when the issues are great. Doesn't matter if it was on 81, 82, 80. They are great single issues. But when their stories are being teased, I prefer this format instead of the older one. Now, the hate story. They come back to the city. They are fighting with people. Some people like, I lost my home. My home was on a building. And here they are on the city and found these all hateful people. They all really angry and fighting each other. Chaos everywhere. And the cool thing about this issue is the first appearance of this new villain, who is Malice. And the cool thing about Malice is that can be defeated by any of the members of the Fantastic Four, and also the revelation on the same issue that Malice is Sue. This story basically makes Sue the stronger character of the Fantastic Four. I think as of now, Sue might be one of the strongest characters in the whole Marvel universe. But this issue makes a great example of it. Also, awesome splash page. Really apocalyptic. Yeah. So the conclusion of the Malice story, it happens here on the second part of it. And again, no one can defeat her with her powers. Instead, they also is being mind controlled basically. So Reed tries to intensify the feelings that are being intensified within her. Some misogynistic shit, really, what he tells her, but it's on purpose. Even slap. My man Hank Pym can recover from slap on the old times, but Reed can. I mean that's fault on the editors, but um, curious. Whatever. I really like this story. It is funny, entertaining, and like the plots are not that generic anymore. I mean, there were good issues where the main plot, the thread was generic, and all around the issue, like the little scenes, were great and developed the characters. But I think that these ones do a better job of, if the plot is not great, it doesn't really, I didn't really notice it because there's not so much text for you to get bored at some point and say, this story is not that awesome. No, they read really well at this point. Also, if the story is not interesting enough, you don't notice because they read better or faster maybe than the old ones. And here we have some Secret Wars 2 stories. And here, on this issue, it is the problem hasn't been resolved for completely. There was like a shadow there lurking. And here we have another great example of Byrne telling a story just with no dialogue or not so much dialogue. Great drawings. It is a dream of Franklin. Sue is still like with headaches and all that because of the mind control. And in the end, she's still unstable. And in the end, we found out that the one behind all of this captures the team. It is the Psycho Man. So again, we have like the arc that started with the team flying to space with the building exploding hasn't really ended. I mean, it is like mini arcs, opening, finishing, one after another. So it's like a big arc divided in mini arcs, which was not also done on this series until now. I mean, on the John Byrne's run, is what I'm saying. So it is refreshing again, like having a longer story that is not really one story, but like three, one after another. But it's still like a one big story. I think it hasn't been done. I don't really recall correctly. Okay, with this issue is like Psycho Man messing up with the team, a lot of nightmares issue. And again, there's not so much text, or it is the right amount. Like the debate, because the things happening are interesting. How we will with all this resolve the plot twist, and in the end, it ends here. She-Hulk all beat up. Great splash page, and in the end, it all gets resolved. Again, this was like a saga. What's important about this is that after all that has happened, Sue finally kills the Invisible Girl. And welcome to the Invisible Woman. From here on, she will be the Invisible Woman. I like the Byrne, but what I like about John Byrne's run is that he has developed the characters psychologically a lot. Like Reed with Sue, Reed with his father, Johnny, Alicia, and Johnny now, and Ben with all his monster stuff. She-Hulk not feeling like part of the team, and at first you don't notice that it are themes that will be developed throughout the run, but they are. That's like a perspective you get when you have read almost everything. This issue is a one shot, basically. Has to do with the Secret Wars too, but it's not needed to read Hero. It has to do the premise with a kid that is so much a fan of the Human Torch that and he is constantly being bullied. That at some point he wants to be like his hero, so he lights up himself on fire. Johnny gets like, what the fuck? And sure, he feels a lot of emotions, guilt basically, and the Beyonder is the one who helps him get a little better or continue being a hero. I don't want to, well, I did spoil it, but the magic isn't reading it. And if you don't agree with things happening here, I also think you will remember this issue. I don't agree with everything, but I still find it a remarkable issue of the run. I think this was like one of the first issues I read that has to do with this run, and it's still one of my favorites. So there, we keep going from with this overview on the next video.